You can switch chairs if you want.
I don't know. Apparently he's had a rough day. Stressful ending to the race. I don't know.
All right, we are now joined by the winner of today's Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Alex Bowman, driver of the number 48, Ally Chevrolet. We will go straight to questions for Alex. Raise your hand and we will get a wireless microphone to you. We'll start over here on the left with Justin and then go to Tom.
Yeah, Justin Schuler kicking the tires. First off, congratulations. Two questions.
Thanks.
One, did you expect two tires to work as well as it did?
No. I was really surprised. On the front row there, you just have to run so much throttle, and we had been free on the short run, pretty good on the long run. But I mean, I kind of feel like I know. Like, obviously, a lot's changed with this race car, but typically two tires tighten you up a ton, and we were on old tires earlier in the day, like cold old tires. When we had that pit road issue, we came back down and put old tires on. I was super tight the whole run, so I was just worried that we're gonna be way too tight. But at that point, you're on the front row. You gotta drive it like it's gonna stick, and thankfully, it stuck.
And then, you know, Hendrick now getting two of the first three races of the year. How do you feel as an organization? I mean, it seems like you guys are kind of like the first to really take off with this car.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 18 and the 19 were better than us at the end. Like, if the caution doesn't come out, I think I was going to get the one, so probably finish third. But, yeah, I mean, I think Hendrick Motorsports is the depth of people and how good each and every person is there pays off. And we're here with a new race car that has completely changed everything in our industry, from how they work on it, how they build it. Everything I touch is different. The pedals, the shifter, the steering. So obviously, you know, it's paying off how good everybody is at HMS, and I think we're in a pretty good spot.
Then we'll go over to the right.
Tom, hi, Alex. Tom Zaleski, Iron County today. The caution comes out. You're on track thinking fourth, and then all of a sudden, what are you hearing from Greg on the radio, and how are you feeling at that point?
Yeah, so it's somewhat similar to, I guess, 2 years ago here. We were the fastest car by a lot at the end, ran down Blaney. We're probably going to get him. It was at least going to be a great race, and the caution came out with a couple to go. We pitted. A bunch of people stayed out. We didn't finish well at all. So I was just like, man, same scenario all over again. But today, so many people pitted, or everybody pitted. So it ended up working out for us. Obviously, taking two got us on the front row, and that's why Greg gets paid the big bucks. I left the call up to him, and he made the right call.
Mitchell Brewer, News from the Pits. Alex, how much of a weight off your shoulder, especially in a season of so many unknowns, is a win like this early in the year?
Yeah, especially with how we started the year. You know, obviously Daytona and Fontana didn't go well for us. So happy to be able to get a win this early. The strength of the Hendrick cars this early has been great. And, you know, it's like you said, there's so many unknowns this year. There's a lot going on. So excited to have the rest of the year to keep dialing these things in and be ready for the playoffs.
Go to Bob.
Dang, you busy tweeting, texting?
I'm trying to do all sorts of things.
Are you gonna get a picture of the lights turning on here in a bit? Are they already
I
on?
don't
You
know.
got a video of them turning off, and you were pumped.
Yeah, I was pumped. It's most.
I've never seen you excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Everybody's excited to see you excited, Bob.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how excited were you? I have two. First off, how excited were you that you had two teammates that took two tires as well?
Well, restart on the front row. Second to arguably the greatest race car driver of our generation. So tall task there. Greg made a great call. I was a bit worried that we were going to be way too tight, but racing Kyle is hard. He's so good, and I just felt like when he took the top, I was way more confident. The bottom was where I wanted to be. It was where my car worked the best, and I thought that that gave me my best shot. So I'm glad it worked out, but I was definitely nervous I wasn't really thinking that the 3 teammates took 2 tires. You know, I thought the 18 would. Honestly, before the restart, I thought the 18 would have won. Just having 4 being in a good spot like that, but I was able to run way more throttle than I thought I was going to on 2 tires. So I felt like 2 tires on this race car just ended up being more grip than expected.
And do you feel like the talk that Rick Hendrick had with the drivers this week played into at all how you all raced each other at the end?
I don't know. I don't know that there was like really something Kyle could have done any differently, or even if he was trying to be dirty about anything. Like, he was super tight on my door, side drafting me as hard as he could, and he just ended up getting tight in 3 and 4. So I think, you know, the talk was a big wake-up call. Obviously, when Mr. H calls a meeting like that, it gets your attention, and it's always going to. Anytime Mr. H talks, he's got your attention, but especially in a situation like that. But, yeah, I mean, I think Kyle and I historically have always raced each other really clean, and I think that this was no different.
Just want to check in and see if there are any questions up in the press box.
No questions.
No questions? All right. Anything else? We'll go to Jenna.
Alex, there's a lot of parity so far through 3 races. A lot of guys that don't normally run near the front are running up front. Is there anybody that surprised you?
You know, I think last week was a good example of that. Eric, I think, surprised a lot of us being as fast as he was, and I don't mean that as him not being a capable race car driver or Dave not being a good crew chief. I've worked with Dave in the past, and I think Dave's a phenomenal crew chief. I just, you know, that's a car that, and like historically, hasn't been there. So really cool to see that. I think that's what this new car is all about, and you know, it was cool to see the 43 back up front with all the history behind that car. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, I think there have definitely been people that have surprised people, and my opinion is that you'll have that a lot through the first half of the season, and then once the bigger teams get time developing things, I mean, you're never gonna shut down the giant race teams, right? But I could be totally wrong on that. There's people way smarter than me making decisions, and it'll be interesting to see how the course of the year plays out.
I assume you've got a win, so I assume you like the car, and wouldn't tell me otherwise. But what do you like about it so far? You've now had it on 4 wildly different tracks.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that it's getting better, right? Like from where we started to where we are now, really even where we started Fontana to where we are now, I think the cars have gotten better. The teams have gotten better at preparing them. And yeah, I mean, there are things that we're race car drivers. We don't want everything that we touch in the entire car to change all of a sudden. And the pedals are weird. The steering's way different. The seating position's different. Like, absolutely everything that I do as a race car driver has completely changed. Historically, I've loved loose race cars, cried like a little girl when I'm tight. I now have to figure out how to drive a tight race car because I can't make a loose race car work anymore. So just got to figure out new things, and it is hard. But yeah, I think the car is doing what it's supposed to, and the races have been great. Fontana historically was always won by like this big margin, and now we've got close races each and every week, and it's been really, really good.
All right, Alex. Well, congratulations on the win, and good luck next week in your hometown.
Thanks, guys. Bob, make sure you get your video. I mean, I think they might be turning them on. Better run out there.